Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Thursday, August 21, 2025. Making the headlines tonight, sargassum overwhelms Belize's shores. Teen drowns in Lord's Bank Village. Transport Ministry says 18 bus companies have expressed support for National Bus Company. And U.S. will have a new charge d'affaires. We'll take our first break and return with the news in detail.
To earn V-Bucks, you must make purchases at any Benny's locations or its entities near you. The more you spend, the more you earn. You also get double the V-Bucks on promotional days. Multiple purchases completed in a single day cannot be combined and will be considered separately. Benny's is committed to offering you competitive prices on all your purchases. No value is added with V-Bucks. To learn more, visit our website at www.vbucks.bz. Remember, loyalty is always rewarding with V-Bucks. Brought to you by Benny's, quality and savings.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
It's time for education. We're smart, we've got no doubt. bringing people together.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
Measles is a virus that is highly infectious and spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It often starts with a fever, cough, runny nose, and red, watery eyes, followed by a rash that spreads all over the body. Measles can cause serious complications. But here's the good news. Measles is preventable. The safest and most effective way to protect your child is through vaccination. The MMR vaccine is safe and available at your nearest health centers and clinics. Let's keep our families and communities safe. Get vaccinated. Stay protected. Brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness in partnership with PAHO and UNICEF.
How will you come from? How will you come from? We from St. Martin. We from St. Martin. Now where you come from?
St. Martin's Festival happening September 7th. Then on the Sunday, I want to make sure I come out bring out the whole family.
Alright people, this is Kenny Gladden representing for the St. Martin's Fest. September the 7th. Nobody will not miss this out because New Creation Band one day there with all locked up other people come in.
Yo, you don't know this is your boy TR Shine and it's going to be the Martin's Fest right there from Mahogany, Boulevard, Cremite. We don't know if you don't come out and it's
We from St. Martin. We from St. Martin. Now where you come from?
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Belize's coastline is under siege by sargassum and stakeholders are awaiting a more urgent response from central government. Weeks have passed since the Prime Minister floated the idea of declaring the invasion a national emergency. Since then, the macroalgae continues to pile up, putting livelihoods at risk. The call is growing louder for decisive action to be taken. Several stakeholders we spoke with this afternoon explained that how much of a national emergency the sargassum invasion is. It is greatly impacting the tourism sector and has started choking the fragile marine ecosystem, putting fishers' livelihoods at risk. Biodiversity scientist Valentin Rosado is a science advisor to the mayor at the San Pedro Town Council and is helping maintain a 1-mile stretch along the beach free of sargassum. They call it the town core, and Rosado says it is all they are able to afford. What's more, Rosado says they only have 40% of the resources needed to maintain just that small stretch. He estimates that the weekly operational cost ascends to $40,000 with one shift of between 20 to 30 workers. He emphasizes that it is easier to remove the sargassum when it is fresh rather than when it has dried and become matted.
This is the worst year. We've had some years that have been really bad, but it's been consistent. Every year we get sargassum, right? The challenge with us this year is that it began in February and it hasn't given us any break. So usually we'll have a couple of days or a couple of weeks come in and then it eases off. Then throughout the year, then it continues off and on. But this year, since February, it's been non-stop. The most I've recorded was like 3 days break, right? So when you see 3 days break, it doesn't mean we're stopping. It just means that all the accumulations or area that you didn't get to, right? Then we begin to focus on those areas, or staff take days off, or we begin to look at maintenance of equipment. And we don't even finish with that. And when we notice, sargassum begins again, and then we have to dedicate to it. And it's just something that we've also realized that we can't just let it be, right? We can't just stop picking up sargassum, because every day that we don't go out and clean up, it just continues to accumulate. And unfortunately, it's not going to disappear. We still need to come in and take it out. And usually when you're dealing with sargassum that's more than 3 years old, that's the worst, because it costs more. You expose the staff more, you expose the equipment more, right? So, the priority is it has to be early, and we have to have the resources to deploy immediately. We've looked at all the options that people talk about: big machinery, suction systems, helicopters. We've looked at all the possible options and ideas that people come up with. And I've come up with a criteria to determine whether they're feasible. First of all, you need to look at the capital expenditure, how much it's going to cost. Once you purchase it, then there's a maintenance cost that you have to incur on a weekly basis. And then you also have to measure the quantities of sargassum that you're going to move. So if you spend a lot of money on something that doesn't move a lot of sargassum, then you have to really question the return on investment. So we look at all the possible options, and the best feasible option is the small pickup trucks, right? When you compare all the three criteria, the small pickup trucks, they move huge quantities of sargassum. They don't cost a lot. And they're easy to maintain, and they can also be replaced at at smaller costs and smaller investments. And just to give you an idea, last week we moved 190 tons of sargassum, and we have a trailer on like the Bowen and Bowen tractors that they use. We have a trailer. There's 3 pickup trucks, and on one day of the week they bring the dump trucks to collect any accumulations that they have, and we move 190 tons only within this 1 mile.
Residents and tour operators have been sharing their observations on social media, with one marine biologist reporting the alarming number of juvenile marine species washing up along the reef. Tour operator Elita Arceo spoke of these impacts.
I like to go fishing. So when you go fishing, let's say you go fishing outside the reef, I was there 2 days ago. You could travel from miles outside the reef, and all you will see in every direction you can possibly see, as far as you can see, are sargassum. And some of them are the size like maybe of a football field or so. You just see the comb. It's massive. Okay, now when you're dealing with the tourists, of course, there's not only if they're canceling, there is a concern. Because as a tour operator, that's how we survive. That's how this community survives, right? And in terms of the government as well, because of all the taxes we pay. So I wouldn't have the information per se, like if a hotel is having cancellations. But if you go on social media and some pages, you do see here some people, I came for 4 days or like 6 days, I left after 3. So we know that there is some effect of that. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago at Mexico Rocks, which was a popular site, some of the corals were not even visible. You're in Mexico Rocks because, of course, that's the area. You tie the boat, you can't see the rock.
Just a big cloud of mud just coming that's out the light.
That's out the light, and the water is very brown. Besides warm, you can't see it. So people leave. You can't go snorkel. You better go snorkel somewhere else. Fish, that's right.
Yeah.
There is all over the place. It's not just one spot. Some areas you can see the birds actually from the beach, scours the reef where the current's kind of taking it out. The birds are eating the fish that is dying. And when I tell you they're dying, there's everything dying. And it's usually a lot of babies, right? The baby sardines, urchins, octopus, bonefish, shad or mohara, snapper, everything is dead, right? So it's not just one part, one area. The whole, I'm sure the whole coast like that. Sure, the whole coastline of the island, right? It's like that. You see everything dying. My point in saying that person yesterday was because the marine biologist who lives close to me, he said that he's seen signs of coral bleaching. And I'm sure you will see that because the brown water, just to make it easier, or discolorization, is actually on top of the corals and in the reef in some areas. If you look in front of town where we are sitting right now, you can actually see maybe a couple 100 feet before it touches the reef itself.
Resorts are doing their own cleaning up with 3 shifts per day. Today we also spoke with Kyra Foreman, the National Coordinator for Mar Alliance. She emphasized that there are large tracts of coastline that are being severely impacted, likewise, but which are not getting any attention.
We're working with species at the top of the trophic level, and while we're making, the shark can swim off into the deep ocean, but the juveniles, the smaller ones, the babies, they're hanging out in the seagrass areas and in the mangrove areas that are heavily being impacted by sargassum, and not just sargassum that we see landing on the beach. If we think of the entire coastline for Belize, we have a lot of coast, and so we are only seeing the ones that we come in contact with in San Pedro. We're not seeing the ones that are landing in recruitment areas where nobody lives, where nobody are. So when we think of it from at that scale, it is a real, it raises concern in terms of recruitment, especially for fisheries as well. Some are economically important species like lobster, juvenile fish, using these areas. So it is important for us to start to look at, what can we put in place? How can we, knowing that we're probably not going to eliminate sargassum coming in, but how do we adapt really to this new reality and put in place mitigation measures?
We'll have more on this in subsequent newscasts. Last week, the CEO in the Ministry of Transportation shared a letter that was sent to the Minister, Dr. Louis Zabane, by 18 bus operators who have pledged their support to the formation of a national bus company. Today, Minister Zabane spoke of the development.
At this point, we have 18 of them that have signed on, and again, we continue to reach out to them to consider the benefits of being a member of this national company. That the larger companies and many of the other medium-sized and smaller companies that comprise the 18 have seen very clearly that there are many, many benefits to being a part of this historic consolidation.
Have the audits started as yet?
The audits are to start early next week. We have gotten through the process because, as you know, we have to get the funding through the Ministry of Finance, and in fact, we're concluding that process as we speak. And the auditors will be reaching out to the 18 members who comprise 65% of the market, I want to add, and they should start that next week.
A teenager is reported to have drowned in the Lords Bank village Wednesday afternoon. 2 students, both 16 years old, reported to police that they went swimming with 17-year-old Caleb Bradley sometime around 3. An hour later, Bradley is reported to have jumped into the river off a cement dock and did not resurface. A search yesterday proved futile. However, this morning, with the assistance of the Coast Guard, Bradley's body was located. A post-mortem awaits. Wallace Usher is the new kid on the block along the Mahogany Strip in Belize City. On August 15, he opened a supermarket on the highly trafficked thoroughfare and made the news as he is the only Belizean black owner of a store along that stretch. Prior to his grand opening, which is set for this coming Saturday at 10 a.m., he's back in the news because last evening he was grazed to the face in a shooting. It happened on Logwood Street. Other details are unknown, but shortly after, Usher posted that he was okay. Police in Belize City are investigating a second shooting that occurred on Wednesday at around 10:30 p.m. They responded to a report at the corner of Bocatora and Hickory Streets. Injured was 33-year-old Stephen Smith, a Belizean laborer who was ambushed by 3 males while walking on Hickory Street. One of the men was armed and fired several shots at him. Fortunately, his injuries were not life-threatening. After the break, Jaguar pelt confiscated in Belize City operation. Stay with us.
All right. On the one from the hand, the window open and the light may turn off. It looks like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug. We keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard here.
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter. They call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV for BL ad, you know.
Yes, man. It don't reach the man better to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you reach my area,
we're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Welcome to Design Depot, where you'll find premium quality products from trusted brands, all in one place. Visit us today for quality products, expert service, and the brands you trust. Design Depot, all in one place.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you out right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Where you come from? St. Martin's Festival happening September 7th. Then on the Sunday, I want to make sure I come up bring out the whole family.
Alright people, this is Kenny Gladden representing for the St. Martin's Fest, September the 7th. Nobody will not miss this out because New Creation Band one day there with a lot of other people come in.
Y'all don't know this is your boy TR Shine and it's going to be the Martins Fest right there from Mahogany Boulevard. Cremite, we don't know if you don't come out and it's
We fancy in Martin, we fancy in Martin, now where you come from?
After 7 months, Chargé d'Affaires David Hodge departed the U.S. Embassy in Belize. He was appointed effective January 17, 2025. He is being replaced by Catherine Beamer, who is set to assume the position on August 23rd. Since Hodge's departure on August 16, the Deputy Chief of Mission, Rhonda Slusher, has been holding over. Beamer is a career Foreign Service officer originally from San Diego, California. She is a graduate of Stanford University with degrees in international relations and sociology. She joined the Foreign Service in 2001 and has served in Guatemala, Poland, Slovakia, Bolivia, and the Dominican Republic. Her official biography from the U.S. Embassy also highlights that while serving as State Department Pearson Fellow in the Senate, she worked on the passage of the bipartisan Sergei Magnitsky Rule of Accountability Act, which focuses on combating corruption and human rights violations overseas. She is accompanied by her husband, Chase, and twin sons, Luke and Reed. A Court of Appeal justice who served in Belize will be taking up a seat on the Caribbean Court of Justice bench. Justice Arif Bolkan, a national of Guyana, was selected to fill the vacancy created by the elevation of Honorable Justice Winston Anderson to the presidency of the CCJ on July 4 this year. Justice Bolkan has a Doctor of Philosophy in Law from York University in Canada and has served in various capacities regionally and internationally, including as an international law expert. He served in Belize since May 2022. Temporarily filling the vacancy at the Belize Court of Appeal will be Senior Counsel Melissa Balderrama-Smaller. Her appointment for 2 months begins on September 1 and runs through to October 31, 2025. According to the Attorney General, the decision was made by the Prime Minister in consultation with the Leader of the Opposition, who expressed no objections. The Belize Forest Department today reported that it confiscated a jaguar pelt during an enforcement operation with the police in Belize City. Authorities acted after receiving several tips and concerns from the public and conservation groups about the sale and display of the pelt for $500 on social media. During the operation, Ledere Lino was found in possession of the jaguar pelt and has since been charged under the Wildlife Protection Act. The Forest Department believes the pelt came from a juvenile or female jaguar, a keystone species that is strictly protected both nationally and internationally under CITES. It is believed the pelt was removed several months ago as it was already fully dried. It is illegal to possess any form of wildlife or its parts. If convicted, offenders are liable to be fined up to 10,000 Belize dollars. In this case, the department is finalizing documentation to take Lino to court. The department is urging Belizeans to help with wildlife crime by reporting any suspicious activities through its social media pages or the hotline at 610-1524. The department stresses that protecting wildlife is crucial to safeguarding Belize's natural heritage for future generations. In other news, the government has announced that Milestone 4, one of the major conservation goals under the Conservation Funding Agreement of the Belize Blue Bonds program, was completed in November 2024, when the Belize Blue Investment Company Limited received the necessary paperwork from the government of Belize through its Blue Bond and Finance Permanence Unit. In order to meet Milestone 4, the agreement was that by the third year, 25% of Belize's ocean area was to be set aside as biodiversity protection zones. In order to meet this government proposed designating some 645 square miles or 5% of new medium protection zones. This brought the overall protected ocean area to some 3,228 square miles or 25.05%, which reaches the goal. The government has reported that with assistance from the Belize Fisheries Department and other organizations, the Coastal Zone Management Authority and Institute oversaw an inclusive, scientifically grounded marine spatial planning process that resulted in the creation of these newly designated zones. Consultations were also conducted all around the country. The new zones were legally established under statutory instruments numbers 132, 133, 134, and 135 of 2024, which are available to view on the Belize Fisheries Department official legislation library on their website at fisheries.gov.bz. The National Commission for Families and Children has started consultations on the Families Bill, which consolidates three key pieces of legislation that address family and child welfare in Belize. These are the Family Court Act, the Families and Children Act, and the Married Persons Protection Act. Minister of Human Development, Families and Gender Affairs, Honorable Drea Garcia Ramirez, provided details.
What we're trying to accomplish there is, the consultations. We had taken it before the House. It was then sent over to the committee, the House Committee. At the House Committee, decided that it needed further consultations. At the Ministry, we agreed that perhaps the consultation process was a bit short the last time, and so we asked our ministry, and also I think NCFC and NWC are working with us to do consultations countrywide with different stakeholders and partners to ensure that the bill is what is needed at this time.
Earlier this month, the Ministry of Economic Transformation and the National Health Insurance (NHI) formalized a new partnership with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding. focused on providing nutritional support for children living with HIV and expanding pre-exposure prophylaxis services in NHI primary health care facilities nationwide. Yesterday, the Ministry of Economic Transformation and the Ministry of Human Development signed another memorandum of understanding, this time to strengthen support for people living with HIV in Belize countrywide. The agreement establishes a framework for collaboration to distribute nutritional packages aimed at improving health, quality of life, and overall well-being of people living with HIV. Here is Honorable Drea Garcia Ramirez, Minister of Human Development, Families and Gender Affairs, commenting on the signing.
It's important for people that are currently living with HIV. We are working towards increasing the adherence to their medication and ensuring that they have proper nutrition, which is very important for anybody who's ill. And this is a way that we can support some people with monies to subsidize their nutritional package and ensure that they get the proper nutrition to ensure that they're healthy, they're well, and they remain productive citizens of Belizean society. The Ministry of Human Development, Family Support and Gender Affairs is merely the conduit. We have received the monies through economic transformation as part of co-financing that the government is doing. So what happens now is that we get referrals from civil society who will refer. They have the clients, they know who needs, and then they will send over the request, and we will just provide a disbursement of those funds.
The minister explained that the idea came from the National AIDS Commission.
The National AIDS Commission is the organization that deals with that and has as its task to ensure that we have the medication, the adherence, and ensure that people living with HIV are not discriminated against, and to provide whatever means possible for their integration into society, and that's where we're at now. So it's their mandate.
Through the partnership, both ministries will coordinate planning, implementation, and monitoring to ensure nutritional care is fully integrated into the national HIV response. 45 police officers from units including the Crimes Investigation Branch, Professional Standards Branch, Tourism Police Unit, Special Patrol Unit, Mobile Interdiction Team, Financial Intelligence Unit, and the Gender-Based Violence Response and Investigative Unit recently completed a 2-week crimes investigative training. The training covered key areas such as constitution law, criminal investigation, case file management, interviewing skills, cybercrime, homicide investigations, crime scene management, and financial oversight. On Wednesday, Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Kareem Musa, spoke on the importance of such training sessions.
Yes, we undergo training all across the country. Each formation engages in at least one training session per week. I've been on the national tour all across the country, and I have my final leg tomorrow in Toledo, Thursday and Friday. And at the completion of that, we will look at everything from the resources, the mobility, the types of training that they're engaged in, defensive tactics, investigation. All of these things are absolutely essential for a properly functioning police department.
After the break, Belize delegation returns with bronze medal from Mexico Jiu-Jitsu tournament, and FFB finally secures land for synthetic football pitch in Punta Gorda. Stay tuned.
We're smart, we've got no doubt. Yeah, yeah.
bringing people together.
Make every moment matter with your credit card. More transactions, more chances to win cash back. You can be one of 4 monthly winners. Get a chance to win cash back with every purchase of $100 or more. For more information, visit www.atlabank.com. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? Get the essentials you need to stay safe this hurricane season, such as plywood, tarp and rope, first aid kit, rubber boots, raincoats and rain ponchos, generator, portable radio and batteries, flashlight and kerosene lanterns. Weather the storm with these products and more from Benny's. Quality and savings.
We fancy in Martin, now where you come from? St. Martin's Festival happening September 7th. Then on the Sunday, I want to make sure to come up bring out the whole family.
Alright people, this is Kenny Gladden representing for the St. Martin's Fest, September the 7th. Nobody will not miss this out because New Creation Band one day there with all locked up other people come in.
Y'all don't know this is your boy TR Shine and it's going to be the Martins Fest right there from Mahogany, Boulevard, Cremite. We don't know if you don't come out and it's
Alright, we fancy in Martin, we fancy in Martin, now where you come from?
5 members of the Belize Dark Arts Academy team returned from Mexico City after competing last weekend at the Elite Submission League Nationals for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The team's head coach and competitor, Ronald Hyde, was the only athlete to return with a medal, a bronze medal. Hyde explained that the competition was elite and he is proud of how his team performed.
We were able to take 5 Belizeans, myself as the head coach, Tara Chun, Xander Bennett, Michael Rosado, and Joshua Blanco. As it pertains to myself, I competed in the brown and black belt division under the 82 kilo weight class, and I was able to win the bronze medal. ESL National is basically a huge tournament in Mexico, not just Mexico City, but entire Mexico, whereby a lot of people from different cities in Mexico ended up flying in. So the competition was really top notch. For myself, there were a total of 7 individuals in my category, which resulted in me having 3 matches, won 2 and lost 1 by points. This trip was more than just a tournament or a competition for us. It was a real opportunity for our Belizean athletes to not only test their skill, but to also represent our economy, but most importantly, represent the country of Belize on a whole. I saw a lot of discipline, heart, and most importantly, sportsmanship from all our competitors, and I just want to say that I'm extremely proud of each and every one of them and the work that they put in. And I'd just like to take the time to thank our sponsors who assisted making the trip a possibility. Smart, Atlantic Bank, Amadea, Water for Life, Hardwood Gym in Key-Cocker Village Council, and also BTB.
Tara Chun, who was Belize's only female athlete, and Xander Bennett spoke of the experience and their expectations moving forward.
I feel very proud of myself. It's two females who have competed outside. Actually, it's three of us. Three of my teammates have competed outside of Belize before. This is my second big one. I also competed in ADCC last year as well. I did place in the podium last year, but I lost. It's just how it's set up. You know, it was only 3 people participating, which says a lot about the females in the sport as well, because it was just 3 of us last year in my weight class. This year it was 4. My competitor was, she's a very strong and very good jiu-jitsu athlete. She won gold Saturday and Sunday. So although I did lose to her, I wasn't subbed, which is a good thing for me. And she's a very excellent competitor. She just got ranked the other day. Women might think that it's maybe more for males. You're on the ground, you're rolling with different males, It's not particularly a classy sport. You're on the ground, you're getting sweaty and stuff, but it's really something that can help you with your discipline. It can help you lose weight. It can make you feel very confident.
It was definitely an eye-opener in terms of just overall physical preparation. There's a different intensity, there's a caliber, there's a standard that needs to be met for the future, and so that's something that I'm going to be working on for future tournaments. What's next for me? I have a couple tournaments lined up internationally, one in September in Jamaica and then November in Barbados for the Caribbean International Championships.
For Mikhail Rosado out of Key-Cocker, it was his first international competition. He expects that the experience will help him teach his students at his Dark Water BJJ gym in Key-Cocker.
The competition in Mexico was my first time competing internationally. I've only competed in local tournaments here in Belize. It was very exciting. As for the training process, I try to keep it very concise and not focus too much on strength, but more on flow. I train here in Key-Cocker at our gym, so it was a little bit of traveling I had to do, a little bit more than the other guys, catch a boat. I always say after a competition, I feel like I've gained some form of experience. We call it leveling up. This was definitely one of those times. With it being my first competition internationally, the scale was not what I was used to. There was like 1,600 competitors. I feel like I definitely improved a lot. I know what I need to work on, and I know what I need to show my students here in Key-Cocker. Yeah, so my gym is called Dark Water Jiu-Jitsu. On Instagram, it's Dark Water BJJ, Instagram and Facebook. We train Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6:30 p.m. We usually finish around 8 p.m. We had the Hardwood Gym in Key-Cocker. For me, that was one of the ones I use the most. I always train there. We have the Key-Cocker Village Council that always shows us support. They're always involved in our activities. We had sponsors from BTB, Smart, Atlantic Bank, and Amadea.
After years of delay, the Football Federation of Belize has finally secured access to land for the construction of a long-awaited synthetic football pitch in Punta Gorda. The project, which had been on hold due to financial constraints faced by previous town councils, is now set to move forward, marking a major development for football in Punta Gorda. Here is Sergio Chuk, president of the Football Federation of Belize.
We did an agreement in 2019 under Mayor Mackenzie back then, where we would split the cost of the synthetic pitch in Punta Gorda town 50-50. After several months, Mayor Mackenzie came back and said that he could not come up, the town council could not finance their 50% of the pitch, and that the people were pressuring him, and that if we would consider going ahead and doing the first part, which he should have done, which is the base, and then later on he put on the turf. That never materialized. His part, we went ahead, did the base, and put the fencing around, and we've taken public looking for it over the last 5-6 years, because there was a subsequent mayor, Selgado, I believe, and the same thing, he said the town council doesn't have the finance. And then there was a third mayor now, Obia, and he is the same thing, that they can't come up with the finances. And we, from the Football Federation of Belize, decided that we will not invest 100% of our funds on it when we don't have control.
Yeah.
The control will have been between the landowners, which is the government of Belize, represented down there by the municipality, and not the FFB. So we took a firm step and told the then Mayor Selgado, give us a lease on the land and we will put the 100% financing. He did not do it. Mr. Galvez, the new mayor, has not done it. He has shown it off. Now comes in the new representative, Minister Martinez. And as soon as he got air for this, he was the one who approached and said, well, yes, man, we could do this. Why waste time? And he moved on it. And actually, in a week, he got the lease agreement for us. And now it's the FFB to finish off the pitch. We've already ordered the turf. It will take a little while, a couple months, because we ordered it in China. But we've made the down payment already. So in the by the end of the year, we will see it going.
Construction is expected to begin once the final agreements and preparations are completed. The Belize Creole Council has launched a new free app for users all over the world to access the Belize Creole Dictionary, which is also the name of the app. The new app is only available to Android users via the Google Play Store. However, the Council hopes to have the app on iOS as well. From the app, users are able to look up Creole words directly or search English words to get a Creole translation. Drea Rodriguez of the National Creole Council shared more information on the app and how it came to be.
It's exciting with the keep up with times. With the keep up with the times, you know, there's an app for everything nowadays, and so if we finally have an app in the palm of your hands, I think is really, really exciting for all of us. And it's pretty much like having the dictionary in your hands. Like I said, you could carry it anywhere without having that bulkiness and the weight of a paperback. And so it's pretty simple, it's straightforward, no a lot of fluff to it. What I like about it, as you open it, you just open it and everything today. And if you don't know a word in a Creole, like how to spell it in a Creole, you could just click on the English tab, and it will show you the words in English with the Creole right underneath it. And if you want to find another word, you have a search button, type in your word, and boom, everything pull up just like that without having to flip through a million pages.
So where did the idea for this app come up?
I think it come up long time, you know, LJ, in like meetings and sessions and discussions of how they push and bring greater exposure to the Creole language. And so we have some really good friends from SIL International, that are now SIL Global, and they're the ones that bring this about. Because Silvana always wanted to go digital and, you know, make it be bigger and better than just the paperback. So that's how it come about. I think Silvana planted the seed and then somebody else actually bring it to fruition.
If you would prefer a physical book, the Belize Creole Dictionary is available for purchase at the Angelus Press, Brody's, Kabula Productions, accoutrements in Belmopan, Love Lotus in Ladyville, or directly from the National Creole Council. The Belize Dark Arts Academy is organizing a special Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament this Sunday in Lake Independence, Belize City. The tournament will feature jiu-jitsu athletes from across the country and will be held inside the Hub Resource Center on Lake Independence Boulevard. The action begins at 11 a.m. this Sunday. Xander Bennett shared more details about the tournament.
What we did is we're making a new format to the tournament scene in Belize. We want to bring a level of prestige and standard to the tournament scene, and also just up the frequency that we allow people to compete within Belize City. So definitely it's going to be a banger of an event. It's going to be the most exciting bracket ever made in Belizean Jiu-Jitsu history. And I implore all of you to come out and, come see what Jiu-Jitsu is about. This tournament will be held at the Hub Resource Center right around the corner from Belize Dark Arts Academy. It'll be starting sharp. The first match will be starting 11 a.m. and it's expected to finish around 3 p.m., 4 p.m., around that time, depending on how long the matches go. So yeah, come out this Sunday, August 24th, for an amazing event. So we're assembling a 60-man bracket, and we have five super fights lined up so far. So in total, that's 16 plus 10, that's 26 competitors total. I'd just like to plug in some of the sponsors for right now. So we have Everett's Visuals, who will be providing the professional photography. Gordon Rehabilitation Center, who has a giveaway for one of the winners. Niche Institute of Archaeology is also giving a giveaway. We have our own Amadia Hydration providing the water. We have Moon Studios, an innovative 3D printing studio, who is going to be providing the crowns for the winners of the super fights. We have Zora as well, which is a social media marketing management company outside of Belize, located in Barbados. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
What's the cost to get in?
The entry is going to be very cheap because we want it to be affordable. It's only going to be $3 Belizean for spectators to come in.
And Help Age Belize has branches across the country, and each focuses on helping the elderly in their communities. But it is an organization that mostly survives on donations and volunteers. On Wednesday, Carmen Barrow, who is the vice chair at the Belize City branch, urged residents and especially families of the elderly to donate and volunteer whenever they can, even if they feel the effort is small.
The public can help by becoming more intimately involved with us. And when I say public, I'm talking about families who are the closest relationship to the community that we are serving. So families can do more. It could be that your relative need transportation to get to the hospital, to pick up their medication or to see a doctor. Volunteer to help. In terms of serving as well, you could agree to give. Maybe you have limited resources, but if you agree that I will give $5 a week to Help Age, because I know it is for a worthy cause. My aunt, my uncle, my grandparents, whosoever it is going to benefit from what Help Age does in a very responsible fashion with the resources, your resources that you have contributed. So, and I use the word begging because that's the word where we understand as Belizeans, right? But contributing, whether it's your time, your money, any other resources that you have, come in, talk to us at one of the branches or to our executive director here in Belize City and get an idea of what the needs are, right? Because at the end of the day, the reality is that every single one of us, if we live long enough, you know what is going to happen to us? What is going to happen to us? We're going to get old. Every single one of us. So what you're doing is not only doing it for our older community right now, it's for yourself, it's for your children, your children's children. All of us are going to go down this road at some point, if we live long enough.
And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Believes. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.
Thank you.